Good morning, everybody, here from the ESGE Days 2025 in Barcelona. This is the Spotlight studio. This is the TV studio of the conference center. And we are going to have the first Spotlight session here for the next 20 minutes. We are going to talk about green endoscopy in general, and we're going to talk about how to manage waste from the endoscopy unit. And I have three very capable guests here with me. And I want to introduce Anastasia. You are an endoscopy nurse from Athens in Greece. You're also a board member of ESGE. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much for the kind introduction. I would like to thank all of you who are spending your morning here with us to talk about green endoscopy and waste management. So thank you so much.
And then we have in the middle here Margot Biscay. You are a gastroenterologist in Bordeaux, France. So welcome. And Mathieu Pioche, also from France, from Lyon. Mathieu, you are one of the pioneers, I would say, in green endoscopy. Amongst other things, you also do a lot of stuff with polypectomies. You are a co-editor at the Endoscopy Journal. And this will be a very interactive session, I guess. And the audience here, you are welcome to just raise your hand, and I will try to accommodate that if you have questions or comments. What you will be doing is to explain to us in great detail, and we have the boxes already, how you manage waste from the endoscopy unit, or how it should be done out there. So I would kindly ask you to take the stage and then lead us through the program. And I'm excited as the audience is, because I really don't know what they will show us. So I'm looking forward to learn a lot of things in the next 18 minutes. So please.
So maybe some information about green endoscopy. If you all don't already know it, we are one of the most. We produce a lot of waste while we're doing our endoscopy. We are classified as the third area of medicine while we produce our medicine. We can do many things to mitigate this problem. One of them is waste segregation. And I don't think that we take so much this under consideration. And this is a way for us to give you some tips and tricks. We know that we are going to have many differences between the countries because of the laws and the regulations, but we will try to keep it in general about what happens all around Europe.
I have nothing more to say. Okay, so we can start?
We can start. We would like to show you some material, and then we will see what we can do with the segregation.
Do you want a mic?
If you can have the microphone very close to your mouth, both of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with the cardboard. It's a really frequent waste in endoscopy. So it's recycled, so you have to put it in the recycle bin. That's the first thing that matters. It's a really easy one. It's the same in all countries. And so you have the bin right here. You have to shred it normally. And just for information, when you put a cardboard or paper waste in a recycled bin, it's usually bought from a third party provider, and then it sells to paper marketing industry, and it's transformed into toilet paper roll or thing like this. So it really has an impact of putting those wastes in the recycle bin.
I have a question, Margot.
Yes.
And I discussed that with my children at home. Do you fold the paper, the cardboards? Do you fold it to make it smaller, or does that matter?
In my hospital, we have to fold it because it's easier for the guy who collects the waste afterward, and you can put more waste in just one can, so it has an impact.
So fold it.
And if I may add to that, I think we should fold it, because in that way we reduce the volume. So the pickup trucks that come and take the waste can take more volume of waste with them and save some energy from the transportation. Yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed, but in the cardboard there are many instruction papers. A lot of them that practically no one read. So it has to be recycled as well, but it's starting to be developed, the QR code with the instruction, if you want to say a word about it.
Yeah. I think it's very important. All the industrials are now working on the electronic IFU. For the moment, the European law is that we can use the eIFU for something we let into the patient, so clip, stent, any device from cardiology will stay in the patient, it's possible. But for the moment, it's not possible for something we use in the patient, but we withdraw, like a biopsy forceps or something. It is changing. There is a European connection of all the medical society to have also the eIFU for any device. And just to let you know, one of our big industrials in endoscopy reduced from 15 million to only 1 million IFU last year because of this new law for implantable device. So it's very important, and we should all push together. It's not a very big, it's not a small impact. I mean, for example, here we have 40 or 60 grams of waste, which are only the IFU, and nobody read it.
And if I may add to that, Mathieu, I think now we are advancing with the QR codes and barcodes. I think it would be so easy to put barcodes on the products, on the wrapping, so it would be easy for everyone to scan the QR code and get the IFUs, the instructions for use.
So, Mathieu, when is this coming? When will the paper instructions disappear? Do you know?
We had a survey in Europe, I think 5 months ago, with many different medical societies, and the result is that everybody wants to, and now European regulation has to change, and after we will have a delay because all the industrials have to change their packaging, which take time. So,
okay, go ahead.
So we move on to the water bottle and the silent bottle. So just because there is a difference between us, who put it in the common trash in hospital? Okay, and who can recycle it? No,
more people are recycling,
okay.
But some people still put it in the common waste.
Yeah. In our hospital, it's not recycled. It's not possible so far. It's on a trial with other services, but it's not a common thing to do yet. We hope it will be someday. But hopefully, it's a matter of time before we can all put the bottle in here, but it can also join common waste.
I think it's an important point. At least in France, I don't know the regulation everywhere, but in France, it depends on the weight of waste of your institution. If you are a small institution, you can use the public recycling process, and therefore you can do in the hospital what you do at home. And in very big institutions like mine, unfortunately, we have to create again a recycling process for the hospital because he's in charge of his own waste. So you have to ask to your city if it's possible to use with the hospital the same recycling process. You will save a lot and a lot of time to create again something which is already feasible in your current life.
There's a question here from the audience. You will not be able to see me or you, but please ask your question.
Thank you. Personally, in my hospital, in my center, I'm finding great difficulties in recycling because most of the cardboards or the envelopes or the glasses are not made just of one material. You may have it mainly made of cartoon or paper, but also with some small parts of plastic. Maybe it's mainly glass, but also with some small parts of plastic or paper. And I am not able to recycle anything in my hospital because of that.
You're right, but it's the job of the industrials to come with new products, and they are all working on ecological conception of their devices. They are all coming with it. But as you know, when you change the packaging, you have to repass the CE mark. So the delay is long to change everything, but they are all working on it.
I just wanted to say a few words on this cap. In France, we cannot recycle it, but we can collect it, and it helps to make wheelchair. There are other ways to valorize the waste. So here we have the injection needle that is commonly used in endoscopy. So it belongs to the shop can, because it's shop. But there are some tricks to avoid this, and so we can put it in the common waste or the hazardous waste. It depends on people, but us in the common waste by tying a knot with the needle if it's possible. There are some people who cut the edge of the needle, and I think we can use the block here you have here on the needle. That's the one you need to deblock the needle at first, but you can put it back when you're done, and it avoids that the needles goes in and out, and you can put it in common waste, and it gets safer for the people who are going to mobilize the trash.
You have to make sure that you follow the regulations of the hospital or the country, because in my country, whatever comes in contact with biological fluids has to go into the medical waste.
But,
so keep that in mind.
I think probably for those who are not aware of why it is very important to change an hazardous waste to a common waste, is that for the hazardous process, you have to have oven very high temperature, you have dedicated trucks, you have dedicated process, it's more expensive, more impacting for the environment. So everything you can change from the hazardous to an ordinary waste reduce a lot the end of life of this product. So that's why it's so important, not just to save one needle, it's just to reduce the trucks who are going to the hazardous process.
So that's the one for you, Mathieu.
Yeah. It's a particular waste, which is probably for us not so important because radiofrequency ablation doesn't deal with many patients, I think. But it's very important because we could use the recycling process of cardiology, because there is a lot of gold and very precious metals in the radiofrequency probe, and it's a way to create a recycling process for other things. In my institution, because cardiologists give the gold to the recycling company, they take the plastic. They lose money with the plastic, but they gain with the gold. So now we have a process to keep it, because they can valorize and create valorization also for other wastes that have no economical benefit.
So you made a deal with your local waste company and said, look, you can get the gold, but you also have to take the plastic.
It's the gold.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. And so second waste, which for me is an example, not a big impact, but an example. When you do a capsule, you know that you have a deal with the patient. Most of them will not save the capsule. But you are both in an illegal situation for European law, because you are trashing batteries and electronic things. So it's an illegal waste regarding European law and every country law. So you probably have to engage the patient. We have a shared responsibility with this waste, and if you don't get it back, we are in an illegal situation, okay? So capsule is an example of illegal waste. And the second one is that here, in the box, you have a 4-gram magnet of pure neodymium, which is a rare earth, and it never touched the patient because it's in the box. So all the companies of capsule are now creating not a recycling, but a reprocessing process to use the box for the new capsule after. So, okay, it's only an example and not a big volume, but it can change things, creating reprocessing and not recycling, which is important for us.
Question from the audience. I'm just going to walk over here about the capsule, probably.
Yes, hello. I have a question. So, in practice, let's say I work at a university hospital and I want to organize a recycling process. Who do I contact? Do I contact the university hospital, I don't know, social affairs? Do I contact a private recycling property? Do I see with industrial? Where do I begin if I want to optimize my recycling process as a doctor?
Where we work, actually, there is one man who is in charge. So you always have in hospital one man who is in charge for the entire sortive selecting process. So you have to meet him, and he will explain everything you need to know, and you can work with him. So to try to improve things.
And I can tell you my experience from Greece. We have a quality department you can refer to, and sometimes the committee for transmissional diseases take care of that things. But if you are in doubt, you can go directly to the Ministry of Health and get the directions.
There is a waste management unit in each hospital, sometimes with the city, sometimes into the institution, but everywhere they have to deal with waste. So, in fact, it is already going.
So find your waste guy at the hospital. Another question here from the audience.
Hi, thank you very much for your presentations. What about in technical terms, we can tell the patient to recollect the endoscopic capsule, but what should I do with it after? Because I don't know if my hospital does have a system to reprocess and recycle small electronic items. What should I do?
It's a good question, but I think the best way is to return it to the industrial, because they see that we want to go into this direction. For the box, we did a French collect everywhere in France, and we brought to the industrial in France 400 boxes at the same time on the stand. Please deal with it. Okay. And now they are organizing the process everywhere, but we should probably put a pressure on them. It's like this. They want to do it, so it's only a good pressure. We have the things. Please organize the recycling. It's a risk. Yeah, but the company who are coming to get the market on capsule, they organize it to get people with ecology means. Yeah. And it's organized.
So after we have this vacuum bag that you all know, and that it's a big part of our waste in endoscopy. It's hazardous waste because it's full of biological fluid. So you have to put it in this one, but there are things to transform it into a common waste. So it's really important to hear about the thing. So first, you can add a gellant product in the bottom of your vacuum bag, and it will solidify the fluids, and then afterward you can put it in the common waste trash, and it will be incinerated with the rest of it. And industry are developing some system to suck the fluid out of the vac in a closed management system of fluid. And there are other. There is another dispositive that is. I don't know if you can say the name, but that helps shred the content of the bag, and then you collect the bag, but it's empty and it's been destroyed, and it goes into common waste because it doesn't have any fluid left in it. So there are some ways to avoid to transform this hazardous waste in a common waste, and it goes back into this one, ideally.
So now we would like to give you some alternatives in order to reduce your waste.
So just one small thing. Here you have the polyp traps, which is made of plastic that we can or cannot recycle, but we can't because it's touched with fluid. So, and instead of putting this, when you have a small diminutive polylaps that you know it's not suspicious and that it is really small and you don't have 15 of it during your colonoscopy, you just can use the gas that you put between suction tube.
Yeah, exactly.
And you collect the polyp
you collect the polyp
this
here,
way.
and you take it out and send it to the histopathological.
And you avoid using
department.
this. That's just a small way of doing it.
Very smart, yes. I think we have to wrap up. Is this the final example you have?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Very quickly.
And here you have a colonoscopy pants that is used for patient, but just a small message. You can, of course, try to use reusable gown and scrub, and I think it's better than throw it away every time there is a patient, which is... a lot of people.
The main message of the two last examples is that the best way to deal is the one we don't perform. So
Exactly.
reducing the number is very important. It's easier to deal with.
Thank you so much, Anastasia, Margot, Mathieu. I think I learned a lot, at least, and I think there's a lot to learn for everybody. We have some systems in place. They're different in each country, probably in each hospital. You need to find the right people, and you're right asking, okay, who are the people? I think everybody needs to find out, and then we have to work collectively with industry to make our systems even better. Thank you so much, and for the audience, we will be back shortly with another session here from the TV studio. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.